But let's start at the top because we have a lot to go over in a limited amount of time here. One of the things that I mentioned, I know I messaged you with our good friend of the show and avid listener of the program, former world heavyweight champion Damian Priest. He had a really great entrance at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of cool, huh?
It was pretty cool, pretty cool. But I heard a little rumor, sir, nay, a birdie.
Yes,
told me that you had something to do with that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to be recognized for that. I get, well, as everybody's seen by now, Kerry King from SLAYER, or fucking SLAYER, played Damian Priest to the ring. And that all, kind of came about where, a month or so ago, Kerry was playing the TLA here in Philly, and went and checked out the show, and was hanging out afterwards with Kerry and his band. And he's a big Raiders fan, so he's like, yeah, Meanie is coming to Vegas. And anytime Kerry King goes to a Raiders game, they put him up on the big screen with his name, Kerry King, Slayer, and all this stuff. So he's no stranger to the stadium where WrestleMania was in Vegas. So he's like, yeah, man, Meanie is coming to Vegas. I was like, oh, dude, it's going to be awesome. And then he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I did Damian Priest ring music, and went into all the details of how that came about, and went into writing it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, that'd be cool to be able to play him to the ring. I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome, and that was that. And next day, wake up and I shoot Damian Priest a little text. I was like, hey, just so you know, Kerry King would love to play to the ring at Mania. He's like, oh, he's like, they kind of mentioned it to me, but and so he made it a point to reiterate to them, and Damien told his story to Denise Salcedo.
Yep.
Okay. I'm bad with names. I'm horrible with names. And that's just me. That's how I'm wired. He said he went up to, Triple H, said, hey, just so you know, Blue Meanie was talking to Kerry King, and Kerry King says he wants to play me to the ring. And the ball got rolling from there. So, and it was kind of cool the night before when Living Color played Punk to the ring. I was like, oh, okay. So
yeah,
tomorrow this can definitely happen. And now there's rumors that Slayer. There was rumors it was going to be Slayer, because Slayer's playing a show out near here in Hershey, PA in September. And Damian Priest is going to be the host of the event. So maybe they do a little cross promotion, have Slayer play Damian Priest to the ring, because, Damian Priest's chokeslam is called South of Heaven Chokeslam, which is name of a Slayer song. So, but, Kerry came out solo and played him to the ring, and it was pretty cool. I took a lot of joy in watching that happen, because I know how much of a fan Damian is. Now, maybe back in 2015, maybe, or something like that, or so I have to look into it. But I went to a Slayer show. I brought Damian Priest when he was Punishment Martinez, and when I was talking to King, I was like, as I showed him he's talking about Damian Priest. I was like, I whipped out my phone and showed him the photo of like when we all hung out in like 2015. He's like, send me that photo. And he's like, he was popping because he hadn't put two and two together that like they had met through me like 10 years ago. So it's just cool that like a germ of an idea, like him saying, man, I'd love to play him to the ring. And I was like, And I just on the phone, shot a text. Hey,
Yeah.
just so you know, Kerry King said he'd love to play the ring. And he's like, "Oh, really?" And had a couple other conversations that they might do. Uh,
Cool.
but yeah, and then when he told Denise the story and mentioned me, I took a lot of pride in that.
That's
Because
awesome.
sometimes people get lost in the story there, but it was cool. Damian put me over.
Yeah. Well, he put you over with me as well. I got to ask him a question. I was going to cue the audio up here, but newsflash, as in all things, my technology is a shit show right now. So I'll play it next week. I did ask him, and I said, I want you to know, like my friend and co-host, the Blue Meanie. I know that you trained with him, and I want to know what your best piece of advice was. So I haven't played it for you yet.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it next week because I want to make sure that it's all properly queued up and everything is good. But he said you gave him some really great advice, and I'm looking forward to
Yeah,
playing.
I can't take. Look, I won't take 100% credit for Damian Priest. He was wrestling. He had already been wrestling for a little bit when I saw him. I just gave him advice that I would give any pro wrestler who's seeking advice. It's practical advice, and we'll save it for when you queue up the clip. But